Hi friends, it's your pal Scott Garibay, and today we are going to continue to talk about a story that I said was a non-story, but we continue to talk about it. Part of my own fault. All right, let's get into this. Let's talk about the government shutdown. There's so much to talk about here. We're in day 13 of the government shutdown. Are we? I could not tell. I will tell you right now, if I had not heard a single story about the government shutdown, um, I would not have any clue right now that the government was shut down. Not a single clue, right? Like absolutely nothing the government does for me has changed. Nothing, right? And frankly, we're in the middle of a government. We're almost 2 weeks into a government shutdown, and the government seems to be 100% functioning, right? Like, and guess what? I don't think I'm unusual. I don't think, in fact, I talked to good people I know yesterday, and they were like, "Yeah, it really doesn't. Do we need the government?" Like you're like, yeah, this we are in upside down land, right? Like this is so bizarre. So okay, so Scott, you don't feel any effects from the government shutdown. That's correct. Literally zero. In fact, if I had not heard a single story about the government being shut down, I wouldn't even know it was shut down. The government looks 100% functional, right? So if the government looks to an average American like it's 100% functional, what are we doing, right? Like, and I will tell you what we're doing. Words have no meaning. That's where we live right now, right? Like, up is down, wrong is right. Like, it's just when you live in a world where where words have no meaning, you're in a pretty dangerous place. I think this is the thing. Like, we need to not say that the government is in shutdown when the average American has literally no clue that the government is shut down, right? In addition to that, sources of truth, right? Like we used to have some. Now you're like, where are they, right? Like, so I listen to the New York Times every day, right? And they're like, hey everybody, government shutdown day 13. And let us assure you, more and more Americans are more aware every day that the government shut down. Are they? Are they? I talked to people yesterday. They literally laughed, right? They were like, government shutdown, right? Yeah, oh, sure, right? Yeah. Like, yeah. Oh, let us tell you, the New York Times is telling you, this government shutdown is painful. Oh, painful. I heard that all the payments that are not being paid will just get back paid a little bit from now. Oh, we assure you it's really bad. It's really bad. Aren't you like a source of truth? Like, or don't you gesture at being a source of truth? Like, why are you saying this is, and you're like, well then, okay, if the New York Times is saying this is really bad, why are they saying it's really bad? If it's not really bad, do they have an incentive? Is there somebody they wish to hurt? And if they assure us that this is really bad, then they can convince us, despite our own eyes, or like you're just like, oh. The reality is the government shutdown is a farce. There's a ton of essentials that are still running, right? And when you say shutdown, it's meaningless because all the things that would have really caused real pain are not there, right? And so our actual crisis is that we continue to use words in ways that are utterly meaningless. And what we really need to decide is not a bipartisan issue. It's not a political issue. It's, do we understand that words have value? And if we continue to pull the meaning out of words, we will get into a very, very bad space, right? It's just, it's really bad. The problem here is we're not in a government shutdown. We're in a political maneuver that's been run again and again and again. And the American people are like, you can do your maneuver all you want. We're not going to get worried about a political maneuver. We absolutely would get worried about a government shutdown. That's not what's happening. So stop, So when you say government shutdown, we're not worried because we don't believe we're in a government shutdown. The problem is these are institutions where people would, like, when a crisis happens or when an emergency happens, some people are still going to go to those institutions to get answers, and they're going to expect those answers to be real, while increasingly they're never real, because these institutions don't use words as containers for actual meaning. They increasingly use these words as containers for lies, right? Like, this is it. And so we need to stop lying, right? We're like, the New York Times needs to tell truth, in my humble opinion. It's important. It's really important, right? And so if the vast majority of people laugh when you say the term government shutdown, maybe don't run a story that, oh my gosh, we're in total crisis, right? Like, it's just... And they didn't run a story that says they're in total crisis. They're just like, oh, everybody's feeling, more and more people are feeling the pain. Are they? Like, I think, like, and the other issue, the last thing I'll say on this, right? If you say we're in government shutdown, and then everything looks fine to most people, you are inviting anarchy. You are inviting revolution, in my opinion. We have to start attaching meaning to the words we use. It's extremely important. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments, send your traffic. Please consider subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.